Architecture students, this is your tutorial for creating a swing door in a bedroom. So if you remember my example here I had from class, here's the example of a bedroom, and I'm going to place a swing door right here. Now, when I measured out, I found that my swing door was 2 feet 10 inches wide, and it was centered within this wall. So to center it within this wall, I actually have to measure between here and here to figure out what is my actual opening. When I do that, I actually find out that my opening is 4 feet 8 inches. I have a 2 foot 10 inch door, meaning that I have left over, if I subtract those two, that's how much I have left over of wall, and that's 1 feet 10 inches. And if I divide 1 foot 10 inches by 2, I'll have 11 inches. So that means if my door is centered in this wall, I'll have 11 inches on both sides. So I'll show you how to do this now. Since I know I have 11 inches on both sides, I'm going to go ahead and type in the offset command, type in 11 inches, and I'm going to click this line and I'm going to bring it up. Now, this seems kind of weird that I'm just offsetting a random line, but now what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend this line. So I'm going to click extend. I'm going to right click with the mouse anywhere, and then I'm going to select the side of the line I want to extend, and you can see it extends into the wall right here. So it's kind of the opposite of trim. We've taught you trim, now we're teaching you extend. Now that I have that, I can get rid of the part of the line I don't want, which is going to be trimming again. I'm going to type in trim, right click anywhere, click trim. So now what I have here is the start of my door. I'm going to type in offset, and now I'm going to offset that line the width of my door. And the measured width of my door is going to be 2 feet 10 inches. So I type in 2 apostrophe 10 quotation mark. I'm going to select the line I want to offset, and to the side I want to offset it, and I select. So now I have the ends of my opening. I'm still in trim, so I can just go ahead and I'm sorry, I'm not in trim, so I'm going to select trim, right click anywhere, and I'm going to trim out the lines in between. So now I actually have my opening for my door, and I did all of this on the wall layer. Now I'm ready to move to my door, to create my door. So I'm going to go to my door and windows layer where I place my doors and my windows, and I'm going to start drawing out my door. Now when I drew out my door, I actually had my hinge, or where it swung, right from this corner. So I'm going to just go ahead and grab a line, and I'm going to click here, and I'm going to click all the way over here. So right now, technically, I'm considering my door closed, but that's not how we draw doors, so I want to show my door as open. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in rotate. When I type in rotate, it asks me select which objects I want to rotate. I'm going to rotate this blue line, and since I'm done selecting, that's all I want to rotate, I'm going to go ahead and hit enter on the keyboard. And then it says specify base point. So where do I want to rotate it around? And I want to rotate that around my hinge. So I'm going to select where my hinge is, and then it says specify rotation angle. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rotate my door 45 degrees. So I'm just going to move my cursor to 45, so now it's open to the inside of the room at 45 degrees. So now my door is open, and now all I have to do is specify my swing. So to do that, I'm going to use the circle command up here. So I'm going to click this arrow, and I'm going to make sure I select center radius. So I'm selecting center radius. I'm going to go down to where my hinge is. I'm going to click there once, and then I'm going to drag this all the way out to the end of my door, and I have this large circle. Now the last thing I need to do is I'm going to trim this circle so I just have the swing path left. So I'm going to type trim, I'm going to right click anywhere, and I'm going to start selecting parts of the line that I want to trim. So I've trimmed everything. I'm going to right click enter. So my door swing is there. Last thing I'm going to do is just to give it a little bit more appeal, I'm going to select the arc. Then I'm going to select this last blue line, and I'm just going to lengthen it a tiny bit. So I'm just going to lengthen it a tiny bit, so that kind of tells it that it's going to swing a little bit farther. It can swing all the way to the door. gives us the path. So that right there is a short 5-minute tutorial on how to create your door in your room. So it goes over setting up your opening and creating your door.